My name is Stephanie Condiff. I'm the general manager for CODEC. We are a tribally owned construction company, and we do commercial projects, government projects like this one at the Council House. One of the advantages in working with CODEC is that we get to prioritize hiring tribal vendors and tribal people to work on self-performing these for economic development purposes, and also as a community partner to take and recreate spaces like the Council House as we have here today. One of the exciting things about this project is that we used historic tax credits. The timeline on those are imperative, so working with One Fire through CODEC, we are able to be on time and on budget on this project to be able to add an additional $1 million to the project bottom line. This is money that the tribe couldn't go out for a grant on their own. They had to have a for-profit business. So One Fire was able to step in that position and add over $1 million of value here at the Council House that otherwise wouldn't have been possible. One of the delicate balances of working at a historic project is to keep the historical value and intimacy of the space and add modern touches that will improve it for the use of tribal citizens today. And I think that was done very well here. It was a delicate balance, but you'll see that with the lift, which I'm very proud of the lift. We had to work with the National Park Service to help them understand why we would add something so modern into a historic building. And that's because in this space, they will have tribal council meetings. Citizens will be able to come here and be heard and hear what their tribal leaders are discussing. With the historic build of this, the steps are very steep, the handrails are low. It's just not very accessible to those with physical limitations or elders who may have had a knee replaced or may just need additional assistance. So we were able to actually argue that the self-governance of the Mvskoke Creek Nation to be able to govern in this space made it necessary that we have that lift. I feel that CODEC was important as a teammate in this because as a tribally owned company, we understood and heard the nation, and we went forward and said, this must be done, we have to find a way, and it's here today because of that commitment and working with the nation, working with our construction team to make sure that this space is accessible to citizens and is beautifully redone in the spirit of the ancestors who came before them. If you go around this building, one of the most important things is fire suppression. You want to make sure that this building is going to be here. It's monitored by MNBE through their monitoring system. We had a false alarm one day. They were on the phone immediately. We drove down and it was just a vendor working on something, but we knew that the system worked, and that made us proud to know that tribal people were responding to those needs. SNS Fire. If you think about a fire suppression system and how important that is whenever we will have this space recreated, and when Veronica and her team does all of the hard work, which is appropriating all of the walls and the floors and putting in each one of the exhibits. We want to make sure that that's protected. And then we had work from everyone from the gentleman who delivered our porta potty to be here on site was a tribal citizen from Okima on down. So we were very intentional in who we selected and who we could work with. And you can do that as a tribally owned company. And that adds a lot of value to projects like these. And I think it adds a lot of value to the historical memory of the project because people are very proud of this space. And they can go back and say, I did this on this project. I redid these windows. I sanded these floors. And that's a story that will continue from 1868 to 2018 and beyond. To see this building come alive, I look to my left and in my mind I see a hole in the ceiling, and whenever there was just so many things in this space where it made it uninhabitable for people to come in here. I think it's really incredible that in redoing this space, we are going to see active governance right here, making those future decisions on education and healthcare and the future of the Mvskoke Creek Nation. So it's really special to know the ancestors who were here before and then those who will come after us because they made the conscious decision to create this space again for governance.